So you've been looking for a full review of Emporio Armani's Stronger With You Oud. This is Scent Vibes, and my name is Josh. If you guys enjoy fragrance related content, go ahead and give me a like, comment, and subscribe. If you like full reviews and first impressions, go ahead and check this channel. I have a first impressions for this exact fragrance. But stay tuned, we'll go ahead and get into it. All right, so here we go. This is the star of the show. Stronger With You is a fragrance that is the 7th in the lineup that has come out in the past couple of years that Giorgio Armani or Emporio Armani has released. This is the second fragrance that came out after Stronger With You Leather, which were exclusive fragrances for the Middle East. The nose behind this fragrance is Cecil Matin. She created all 7 fragrances. There's 6 flankers basically after the first Stronger With You. There's Stronger With You, the OG. There's Intensely, Absolutely, Freeze, Only, and Leather. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into the smell of this fragrance. So this fragrance, it opens up, basically you get the Stronger With You vibe in the beginning. You get that for the first like couple of minutes, 5-10 minutes or so of the fragrance. And if you like the Stronger With You lineup, you're gonna like this one, at least the opening. You get the vanilla, you get the lavender, you get the maybe there's some other woods other than the oud. You have the nuttiness. So basically this fragrance gives you a warm, sweet, spicy, and nutty type of vibe when you first spray this fragrance on, and that's basically what you get with most of the Stronger With You lineup. There's only 3 advertised notes when you look online for this fragrance. They didn't really go into too much. I guess these are the 3 notes that they decided that were heightened, that should stand out when you're wearing this fragrance. And those 3 notes are lavender, vanilla, and oud. The Stronger With You Leather, they came out with 2 years ago, back in 2020. I believe they basically decreased the amount of leather that was in that fragrance, because that fragrance also has oud, agarwood, in it, and they decreased the leather and amped up the oud and Stronger With You oud. I don't detect on my skin. I don't detect any leather. I believe I've seen or read that people do get some of the leather, but I don't personally get any. So I'm just going to say they actually removed the leather in this fragrance. So after the opening, after 5-10 minutes, 15 minutes max, you start to get that oud, and it starts to become maybe some other woody notes. I'm not sure exactly what those notes are, but you get some more woody notes that starts to come through. Let me go ahead and give it a spray really quick. Yeah, that burst, you definitely get the sweetness. It smells very spicy. And that nuttiness starts to come through right after the initial burst of the fragrance that you get. It smells really good. So if you love the Stronger With You lineup, again, you're gonna like this fragrance. And if you like a wearable oud, this fragrance is not animalic. It's nothing that's gonna be a little standoffish like some ouds can be. It's not gonna be like aggressive or something that you can be afraid of wearing. This is a designer release that you can probably be fairly confident with wearing, and I'll get into that later. As far as longevity goes, this fragrance lasts quite a while, and it's kind of surprising because it's summertime. Usually summer with some winter fragrances / fall fragrances, it will destroy the notes, but this one, it still lasts. I'm getting around 7 to 8 hours now. It doesn't projection. As far as the projection is concerned, you're not going to get a ton of projection past the maybe 3-hour mark tops. And it's not a beast mode fragrance by any means, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm getting about 2 to 3 hours of projection, fair projection, that you can be pretty confident that you're getting a pleasing performance out of this fragrance. You can be confident that you're going to get a nice scent trail as well. As far as similarities, as far as like, I mean, if you want to try to compare it to some other oud fragrances, this is doing its own thing. Personally, I believe Stronger With You Oud is doing its own thing. You're not going to get anything that's like similar to any other fragrance. They're not trying to copy anybody else's DNA. There's no rose in this fragrance as far as I'm concerned. I don't smell it. Yeah, I'm not really getting any florals period in this fragrance. This might make something herbal in it, but no florals or anything like that. As I stated in my first impression, you can say it can fall into a realm of certain fragrances. There's no similar notes because again, this has that backbone of the Stronger With You, and I believe this, for me personally, what stands out for Stronger With You fragrances is that chestnut note. If you don't have that, their fragrances, this fragrance could be kind of like smell like run-of-the-mill type of a fragrance, sweet fragrance. But this has that chestnut note, and it kind of sets it apart from other fragrances. But yeah, like I said in my first impressions, it's kind of similar to the Polo Supreme Oud. It's similar to Boss Bottle Oud. I've seen some people mentioning. So yeah, it's in that realm of fragrances, kind of safe designer sense. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more challenging, that smells really good as well, and that does a little bit more with that oud note, kind of gets you like a little bit more oomph out of that note, then you want to go and look for Gucci Intense Oud. That fragrance is really good. I used to have it maybe 2 years ago. I did get rid of it because I wasn't wearing it as much, and I tend to do that with my fragrances. If I'm not wearing it, I usually get rid of it to somebody that might want to use it. But yeah, that's a good fragrance. However, that fragrance is discontinued, so the price is going to vary on it. So you might be paying a little bit more than you should due to the hype of things being discontinued. As far as character goes, this fragrance isn't doing a lot. It's not doing something totally different. Again, this is basically Stronger With You with the added oud note, heightened oud note, and it's not doing anything like challenging, nothing that's like not doing something new. However, you don't see too many, but I might have to backtrack on that. You don't see too many fragrances that have that chestnut note in it that go with oud, and so I might have to say it has a little bit more character than some other oud fragrances. But again, it smells it's not doing something unique. Now, as far as appeal goes, again, I believe this is a mass appealing scent. I believe anybody can probably fairly pull this off. Depends on, again, if you like the oud fragrance. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. My wife, when I sprayed it, we were giving my daughter a bath, and I walked into the bathroom, and this is probably maybe 30-40 minutes into me wearing the fragrance. And she was like, "Ooh, I don't like that." I was like, "Really?" And I thought it was a safe, scent, because I wasn't getting that much oud out of it. It wasn't like, a strong oudy smell. I have this right here. This Notorious Oud by DS and Dorga. That fragrance right there is a little bit more, has a more oudy presence. This one, I didn't think she was gonna, but she said, "No, I don't like that at all. Whatever you're wearing, that's not it." And then about a week later, I wore it again, and she stated that, "Ooh, that smells good." So I think it depends on where in the fragrances dry down will a person possibly fully appreciate this fragrance. But if somebody doesn't like the note of oud, I don't know if it's going to appeal to everybody. But it's to me, is a pretty safe scent. So if you kind of care about your significant other's opinion about what you're wearing or whatnot, then you might want to put a pause on getting a full bottle. Now, as far as seasons go, you can definitely wear this in the winter, fall months. This is probably the best time to wear a fragrance like this. It's where it's going to shine. Date nights, you can probably pull this off. Now, your first date, I don't think you want to wear this with your first date, because again, that person might not like the note, that oudy note, and it might be too much for them. It's not, again, I don't think it's too much, but for that person that's like, sensitive to smell, it might be too much for them. So, establish a relationship, that's where you want to kind of pull something like this out of the bag, and just nights out, you just hanging out with your boys, or going out and going to a game or something like that. So I think you can wear this dressed up, dressed down. This fragrance is nothing that's like restrictive where you would probably want to wear it. You could pull this off anywhere. And I believe this fragrance, due to the vanilla note that's in here, I believe anybody can pull this off. I believe men can pull it off and women can pull it off. This fragrance is marketed for men, but I believe women can pull it off just as much. Value right now, this fragrance is priced, so you can only get it from fragrancebuy.ca, and that price is around $100, 101 to be exact, for the 50 ml, and then for the 100 ml you can get that around 132, 133 or something like that. So it's kind of in the niche category of pricing. So if you can find it discounted somewhere else, that would be great, but right now you're kind of like gonna have to shell out a little bit if you want the full like 100 ml. But if you kind of like collect bottles, you don't need the full 100 ml. I'm gonna recommend you to get the 50 ml. So this fragrance probably has that higher price tag due to it being an exclusive release in the Middle East. But and the leather flanker also is an exclusive release, and have not seen that fragrance sold anywhere else in the US outside of Fragrance Buy. I haven't. I mean, let me know in the comments below if you have, and if you've seen it any lower than $100, because that's where it's going right now, $97-100 or something like that for the 50 ml. Now, so because of that, it's going to be a little difficult to obtain a sample of this fragrance. You might be able to find it on some website that sells samples, possibly, but you're probably going to be paying a lot of money for that. So if you want, you can go ahead and buy the fragrance, and I believe due to it being an exclusive release, it's going to hold its value. So if you want to sell it back at its value that you purchased at, without the shipping costs or whatnot, then you can do that, and somebody will probably most likely buy it off of you. So overall, I do really like this scent. It has a nice pleasing aroma, a nice pleasing scent. Once I got my nose on it, I definitely picked up the original DNA. I do appreciate the difference, the oud that comes out in the background. If I had to choose between this and leather, it's kind of different, because leather kind of boosts up the leather, and then the oud boosts up the oud. So they're both basically the same fragrance, because they both open the same with the Stronger With You DNA, but you're not going to get anything else other than those two different note differences. So it's going to be hard to choose. Just go with whichever note or scent profile that you appreciate more, or get both. So I believe this fragrance has no faults in my line. I would kind of wish it kind of did a little bit more with the oud, but I do really like the scent. It does its job with the performance. So I'm gonna give this fragrance an 8 out of 10. If you can sample it, go ahead and let me know how you feel in the comments below. If you've already sampled it, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching this review. I hope it helped you out, and please like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciated this video. And remember to enjoy what you wear, and if you do get a compliment, that's a bonus. Until next time, guys, have a safe week, and I'll see you later.